ready.
Okay, we are now live.
I'd like to call the public safety meeting to order. Please, all members are present, and we did hold a meeting last week, and I do need approval of those minutes, please.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, thank you. Moving on, we do have just one piece in front of us today. Is an ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to apply for and, if awarded, accept and expend grant funding through the U.S. Department of Justice, Bureau of Justice Assistance as part of the National Sexual Assault Kit Initiative to address cold case sexual assault matters and declare an emergency. And I believe we have Deputy Mayor of Public Safety, Charles Brown, with us, and other members, but I'll introduce Charles Brown first.
Good afternoon, Mr. Kramer and members of the Public Safety Committee. This funding will support continued investigation and prosecution of cold case sexual assault cases. It also will allow the community and agency staff to manage enhanced collaborative outreach activities, aiming to educate and change culture around sexual assault, both in institutions and in the community. There's also advanced training for staff, allows for some activities where they work with BCI at the Ohio State Lab to help identify candidates for genetic genealogy and the creation of a soft interview room and travel associated with expenses for survivors and other witnesses for trial. The grant period is 3 years, starting October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2024. If your committee provides a favorable report, we would ask for suspension of the rules. And if there's any questions, we'll be certainly available to answer those questions.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Brown. I appreciate it. I do know we have a few members of the Akron Police Department on with us, including our chief. So I'll start with committee members first to see if we have any questions or comments. And I do see Councilman Malik, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And thank you, Deputy Mayor Brown and the members of the Police Department and Administration. First, I just want to say thank you. I think this is a great initiative that I know goes back, I think, to 2018 and has really helped us go and delve into some of these cold cases and utilize some of our community partners as well. Just wondering, kind of, is this kind of the same level of funding that we've seen over the last 3 years? It seems like it might be actually a little bit more. And then is there any are there statistics that are available in terms of some of the work that's been done over the last 3 years?
Mr. Malik, thank you for your question. This is a little bit more than in the past. 2020 was $150,000. 2019 was 1.98. And then in 2018, when the program started, it was 991,000. As you mentioned, we have folks here, Chief Millett and Captain McCosey. Captain McCosey can provide some statistics that will answer your question directly, Mr. Malik. Captain.
Good afternoon. Up to this point, we've been able to get all of the sexual assault kits tested. So we have nothing left that has not been tested, at least through the initial testing. In addition, our new process includes ensuring that all test kits are sent for test, all assault kits are tested within 30 days. So those types of changes have already been affected and are part of our new process. Up to this point, we've actually had 223 cases since the beginning of this program that have been investigated and made their way to closure, which I'm sure has been a great relief to those victims that are out there and their families. With this new grant, it in part replaces the grant from 2018 and in part replaces a portion of the grant from 2019, and that the new grant will continue the funding of the 3 detectives that we currently have on staff doing these activities, as well as their victim advocate, and some small amount of supplies that are involved with that. But more importantly, in some ways, It also provides the funding for our partners that we continue to work with, Case Western Reserve, the Rape Crisis Center, Victim Assistance, and the Summit County Prosecutor's Office to continue this work and to do so for the next 3 years. So at this point, we have 41% of the cases of the total kits have been closed out, and we still have a ways to go, and this will go a long way to help us continue that work.
Thank you, Captain. And two things. First, really, I want to really congratulate and thank the Akron Police Department. The fact that there isn't a backlog is really something to be proud of and to be commended and to have a process going forward. So I know that that's just, that's something that a lot of jurisdictions have dealt with in the past. And, really, it really means a lot and to hear that. The second is, could you just talk a little bit more about some of that kind of community focused work with the partners and particularly, how it's going to go going forward?
Well, the technical side of the investigation is obviously still handled by police officers and doing good old fashioned police work. However, we can't do it without the partners at Case Western Reserve and Rape Crisis Center. Victim Assistance not only provides advocacy for the victims, but they also provide valuable services to those folks that we can't provide otherwise. And the Summit County Prosecutor's Office has been invaluable in pursuing these cases, in dedicating a prosecutor and a law clerk to do this work to ensure that the cases are properly put together, ready to go forward, and that we're able to interact with the victims in particular and focus our efforts on them and what they, the outcomes that are important to them as we move through the legal process. So.
Thank you, Captain. Again, really a credit to the department.
Thank you, Councilman. Thank you, Captain. I appreciate that. Any other questions or comments from committee members? Moving along with council members. Any other council members? All right. We did hear from Deputy Mayor Charles Brown with him asking if we could suspend the rules. So I'll leave that up to the committee.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye.
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 Anybody opposed? All right. Thank you. We will pass that this evening. And thank you for joining us, Chief and Captain and Deputy Mayor. And with that, we are adjourned. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
And that is our final committee meeting of the day. We do have a capital budget review for 4 o'clock today. So we will end our live stream and be back at 4 o'clock for the capital budget review. Thank you.